Hey guys, welcome to Teacher Mabid. I'm a teacher turned homeschool mom to two little girls, 5 and 3, and this is our journey on homeschooling, motherhood, and everything else that I can talk about. Today I wanted to quickly talk about some updates that our homeschool has gone through, kind of a look back at what has changed, and a lot has changed. And I just kind of wanted to update you guys on what we've been doing. So I'm just gonna get started. And so what has happened is that this school year, which my daughter would be, who's 5, traditionally would be in kindergarten. And because primarily she's the one that we homeschool. The other one is still very young, and so we haven't formally started school with her at all. And so for my daughter who's 5, traditionally she would be in a kindergarten class. And because we homeschool, we have the flexibility of doing pretty much whatever we want and however we choose to do school. And this year I've just been learning a lot, and I think that's very much exciting for me as a teacher turned homeschool mom, is that I get to learn so much about different methodologies of teaching, and and incorporate what I feel speaks to me into our homeschool. And what has happened this year is that I've been reading up a lot on Waldorf methodology of teaching and Charlotte Mason, and I think we've come to a happy medium where I love so many aspects of both, and I feel like I'm incorporating a lot of that into our homeschool, and I feel like my kids would thrive in that environment. So we've kind of been pulling that in, playing with it, a lot from Charlotte Mason and a lot from Waldorf, and we're kind of playing with it and seeing what works for us, what doesn't really work, and incorporating that into our school. And because I was schooled, let me tell you some of my struggles. Because I was schooled in a very traditional school setting, it has been, and I'm a teacher in a, trained in a traditional school setting, it has been difficult for me to kind of let go of those ideas of what school should look like. And not so much, sitting on a table and chair and learning for kids, but especially at a young age, it's more of when school should start, I suppose. I both, okay, so let's backtrack a bit. So both Charlotte Mason and Waldorf philosophies talk about schooling, talk about doing formal schooling a bit later in the child's childhood. For example, like they would start ideally at 6 years of age. So a 5-year-old would still be going through like stage 2 of preschool or something, They would still be in the non-formally academic place. And that has been a struggle because we started pretty early. We started really early. My daughter, we started school, like say when she was 4, like 3.5, 4, we started, because I was just really excited about homeschooling. And now thinking back and reading up on so much has made me feel like maybe I started too early. Maybe I need to take a few steps back and kind of relax and let school become a part of our routine. And that's something I take from Waldorf, where it's like your routine, your rhythm of your day becomes your routine, and you incorporate school in such a manner that it's almost natural that school would happen at that time. And it's not even school, it's more like, just hanging out and studying together or learning together. And so that has been interesting for me to try and incorporate into our routine. And so basically where I'm going with this is that I'm kind of thinking that this year, next year, we're going to play with incorporating both aspects, because both aspects really speak to me. So I'm planning on using some aspects from Charlotte Mason and some aspects, a lot of our aspects from Waldorf, like more like Waldorf inspired um, um, uh, education, and kind of putting them together into our school. And so what that's looked like so far. So I've been tweaking a little bit, which is why I haven't made a follow-up video for this year, because I was still playing with what our routine would look like, what our school would look like, and tweaking things here and there. And so I was still in the process of trying to figure it out myself. And I wanted to kind of figure it out and see that it was working for us before I updated you guys. And so what we've been doing, and so I've done that, and we've been doing this for a couple of months now, and it has worked out for us, and it's working for us. It's not stressful. Which was very important for me, because I did not want to be stuck in a school routine schedule where I was doing things at a certain time, and if it was not getting done, that was very stressful for me, because kind of very, I like to have my things done in my routine time period. And I didn't want school to be a stressful experience for myself or my daughter. And so that's been a process till now, and we've kind of found a happy medium. We found a happy place where we're both kind of enjoying it, and we have enough time for ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to take care of the things around us. For me, my household, and for my daughter, just to have that quiet time to kind of catch her breath, and to play, because play is such an important thing that I've always felt so strongly about, and I didn't want to let that go yet. Like, she's 5, she's going on 6 soon, and I did not want her to miss out on play and imaginative play. And that's mainly why I felt like I needed to take it slow a bit, take a few steps back, and really rethink what school looked like for us at this age. I get a lot of questions from moms who are just as excited as I was when I started homeschooling my daughter, and they're like, oh, my kid's 3, what do I do with them? And I'm like, just read and relax and breathe. And they're like, no, give us something more. And I'm like, no, just read and enjoy your time with them. And I know that sounds so cliche now, because if I had said this to myself, when I was trying to start homeschooling my daughter, it would have been like, no, why would you say that? But no, I really, I feel like that time where we're just enjoying time with each other is just so precious now, more so as they're growing, because it builds those bonds within the household, and that plays a very strong role in the development of the child, as they grow older. And so back to what we were talking about, we've been doing a Waldorf inspired Charlotte Mason type schedule, and I'm gonna make a video on how I incorporate those in our routine. I'm gonna make and I'll talk about our routine, but overall what that looks like, let me show you guys real quick, is kind of like this. I've made a little chart up for ourselves, and we have a painting day, and we have a modeling day, and one day we cook together. We call it our cooking day. And then one is a cleanup day, where we all get together and we clean up the household, and basically gives me a chance to catch up on all the household chores that I've kind of missed out on, and for them a chance to kind of do it together with me, so they're learning together with me on what that looks like too. And basically, majority of our quote-unquote school time is done before 12 o'clock. We have our I basically divided up all their work into 3 time periods, or 3 settings where we're sitting down. So Waldorf talks a lot about, or a Waldorf philosophy talks about looking at your day and kind of taking it in, and talking about that in-breath and out-breath time periods. And I've kind of divided that up into where time when we're having our in-breath, where we're sitting down doing work, that time period is when we do short quick lessons. So we're taking in the in-breath from Waldorf, and we're taking in the short lessons from Charlotte Mason. And so I've kind of made up a little schedule where we do those short lessons in that time period where we have our in-breath. Then I let the kids go and they kind of do their own thing and they play, either in their playroom or they're outside or they're playing with friends, and that type of a schedule. We also have a co-op day, a day where we are at a co-op for about an hour and a half. And so that has also been incorporated into our schedule. We only school 4 days a week. And when I say school, I mean a very light variation of what that looks like. And if we have a day where we missed out because of a special event, family's over, which has happened a lot recently, and or we are over at families, and I was visiting my parents, and things like that. When life happens, we make room for life. We don't let, we're not at an age where I feel like, school needs to take, priority over life. I think life needs to just happen, and we will incorporate school into our life. And so that's where we've kind of been at. So we have our routines basically like we have morning basket. We wake up, we have morning basket. Then the kids have a little time to play. And if our weather gets better, my intention is to make it a nature outing, mostly in our backyard or close by, whatever we can find. Basically getting back into that nature element. It's been winter here and it hasn't eased up yet, so we're still waiting for that good weather to show up. And then we come back and we would have a snack and have again a little circle time where we were doing rhymes and songs and learning through that rhythmic songs and stuff. And then we would have our main lesson time period, and after that, after our main lesson time period, we would have lunch, and we would break for lunch. And then I have an outsourced class for my daughter for Quran and not Islamic studies per se, but like Quran and learning how to read Quran. So that happens then, and then after that, it's mostly the kids' time to play and rest if they want. If they feel like they want to take a nap and they haven't slept well, then they usually nap, or they will just play. In the evening, we try to make it like games and interacting with family and just having like a family time. I have not been able to cut out TV completely from our schedule, and I know that both philosophies advocate that, but it's mostly because sometimes it gives me a chance to kind of unwind and do something else. And so we opt for more educational shows, but at the same time, we have not been able to eliminate that from our schedule, and that's okay. That's okay with me right now, but we do limit it. So we do that, and that's kind of been like our routine day. We only school 4 days a week, so that's just the schedule for mostly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Friday we have our Jummah prayer and swim classes, and that's kind of, I've left that open for catching up, or we've been wanting to do nature study during that time, and just having like a good day of like painting and like getting my kids love getting stuff from nature and like just working at it and painting at it and like coloring it up. And so that's we've kind of been like trying to incorporate that into a Friday, and it's like mostly a rest day. So that's kind of been our overall outlook on our routine. I'm going to make another video specifically on what our 3 time periods of study look like, our morning basket, our circle time, and our main lesson look like. And so please look out for that, and it'll be, I'll try to put it in a playlist or something. But other than that, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any specific questions on what we are doing and how we're working our routine, please put them down in the comments. I would love to answer them for you. All right, guys, until next time. And also, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, all right, guys. See you later next time. Bye.